Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Nerdsplain It, a comic book podcast for every level of nerd. As always, I am House, joined by my Justice League. We got Wookie to my right.
Yo.
Jess and Dave on the other across the room.
Hey.
Well, Dave's dying today. I didn't expect
Dibs on
that.
his collection, no take backs.
Seen him all day. Fed him waffles this morning.
Wow.
Yeah, you didn't get waffles.
I've been actively trying to drown myself.
Hey, me
in
too.
waffles?
Like, out of nowhere yesterday, I was just like, oh crap, something's coming on. I'm gonna be sick this week. Son of a bitch. Now you all get it.
Are you feeling sick?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm
Cough
feeling sick
into my
yesterday.
mouth.
Cough into Wookie's mouth.
Hey, didn't you notice I've been blowing my nose more? Yeah, there's no way you haven't heard.
Well, no,
I
I've
blow
heard
my
the nose
loudly.
blowing. I've heard. I mean, I always just assumed it was the trumpets of victory.
Hey, Greg.
I blow
Hi.
my
Oh,
nose.
and hi, Greg. Sorry, I apologize. Dick.
I blow my nose louder than I have sex. Mostly because I actually blow my nose. The other one, not having as much.
Well, welcome to Nerdsplain It, everybody.
Our
Nobody here.
helpline is taking on a whole new purpose.
Yeah, no one here's getting laid. So today we are talking about the Teen Titans. This episode is coming to us from a request from, what was it? I just blanked on his name. Luke. No.
Luke asked about.
Luke asked for Captain America. That's right. This one wasn't a request.
I think this is a reaction.
Yeah, this
to,
is
This
just
is yeah.
this is
the
just
trailer.
Yeah, this is just a bunch of shit that Jess gets to edit out. So, but in reference to our Nerdsplain It helpline, 805-669-7230.
Mine says something different.
Oh.
I just want to fuck with Jess.
Our previous episode, the Captain America episode, did come to us from a Nerdsplain It helpline request. This, as Wookie said, just a response to that ridiculous Titans trailer that came out that we'll get to in a little bit. But we're going to jump right into, okay, where the hell did the Teen Titans come from? How long has that group been around? Because I know like the most popular version of that squad has been around since 1980 when Mark Wolfman and George Perez took it over. Marv Wolfman. What did I say? Mark.
Judging by the trailer that we saw, the Teen Titans came along when Batman fucked somebody.
Pretty much.
Because they said, fuck Batman.
Yeah.
And so I can only assume that they're the offspring
of Batman copulating.
They've got a Okie afterbirth.
Jess, when did...
Jess looks
so confused. I tried to segue it. That was weird. Jess, when was the actual first appearance of the Teen Titans?
First appearance was The Brave and the Bold, number 54, in July of 1963.
Okay, was it... Help me remember. Was it the same... It wasn't the exact same lineup that they had in 1980, because I don't think... Cyborg, I know, was around 1980, but he wasn't around in the 60s for that team-up, was he?
Right.
So who was around for that?
It was founded by Kid Flash, Robin, and Aqualad.
That's right, because it was Wally who it was Wally West who went and grabbed Dick Grayson and the other two. It was like, hey guys, we're gonna help out kids, really. And I think that initial run, which we're not going to necessarily dive into the 1960s iteration, the 70s iteration.
No, but I mean, I feel like it's important to note that Donna Troy, a year after, was a part of the Teen Titans. She
right.
was in.
Which I know she's one character. I know it was on again, off again with Teen Titans. Wonder Woman's
There's a reason for that.
little sister, yes.
Yes. So I told you some information earlier today, and I did some more research and realized I was misinformed.
Oh no! Dun dun dun.
We'll edit that out in post.
So, she was created to be a playmate for Diana.
Well, hello, puppets.
By some sorceress that used a
Her
magic
sister
mirror.
was created to be a playmate for her sister?
Oh, she wasn't
Donna.
initially her sister.
Oh.
Donna Troy wasn't initially her sister.
Okay.
Right.
All right.
Yeah,
all right.
okay.
All right. Sorry,
She
back on
was
track now.
used, so she was created out of the image of Diana and her personality. Pretty much an identical twin to play with Diana, a playmate.
Oh, to play together.
Yeah, what were see, okay.
You said playmate.
Oh, I wanted
We
to
took
Hefner.
it as for them to bang.
Well, what's funny about that is I know why my mind went there. Is because I was thinking when Donna Troy was mentioned, I was like, oh man, I had an ex-girlfriend who was a big fan of Donna Troy and actually dressed up as her for Halloween. And then I heard Playmate and I started getting flashbacks. And so that's how my mind got there.
I went straight.
I'm going to leave her name out of this in case she actually listens. It doesn't have to be either.
I went straight, not straight.
Yeah, no, that's
that
where...
joke's not going to land with anybody at all.
I got it.
Okay,
I got it.
So
that was
Craig.
It was shortly after Donna Troy was created that they actually made the film Deanna Does the Mascara. So wait a minute. This is off topic for the Titans, but it isn't. Donna Troy, basically a smaller version of Wonder Woman. She looks like a younger version. Who the hell's Wonder Girl? The blonde one.
Oh,
who is that?
That's Cassandra.
Yeah.
Cassie.
Where'd she come from?
I think that's the one that I got mixed up earlier.
Oh,
I
okay,
need to
so-
double check. There's a book over there.
Yeah, Cassandra.
We don't read books.
Cassie. What was Cassie's last name? I don't remember. Cassie Sandsmark.
Kane?
Sandsmark.
Samsonite.
Samsonite,
I was way
way
off. And it was started with an S though.
Samsmark. She was the one that was she was basically adopted by the Amazons, and she was imbued with power.
I
And
think
her lasso,
parents were killed, and she was
right? And her lasso can actually discharge electricity whenever she wants it to.
Ooh.
Yeah, that happens in a Superman book when she does it to Superboy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Isn't hers like the lasso of persuasion? It's not the lasso of truth. It's something. It's slightly different.
I've looked into that. I don't think it has any other actual power.
Right.
I
I think it's just a really
an
strong
energy,
lasso.
I might be
Actually,
thinking of Superwoman from the League.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That was an earthquake.
Yeah, it was an earthquake. Comics hit the ground. And actually, it wasn't in a Superman book that Cassie uses that lasso against Superboy. It's actually in Jeff Loeb's Supergirl Volume 1 Power. Is where that's from.
So, okay, we went off topic with the Donna Troy thing.
She was created to be a playmate. A child that
Plays with Diane.
with another child. Dave, why'd you have to go with the sound effect there?
That's the sound effect from the People's Court.
Banana. Banana.
So she ends up getting abducted by Dark Angel, who thought that she was actually Diana, and then cursed her to live out infinite lives, and just that ended tragically. So at some point she gets pulled out of that and she joins the Teen Titans.
Gotcha. Now, I know back then there were some other smaller members like Roundhouse, Crush, and Jin of all people, but
I don't know any of those names.
Exactly.
But I do know Speedy was showed up on occasion. He was just a guest appearance.
Right. Has Teen Titans been going straight since 1980, or has there been another break in there? There was another break in there. They came back in the mid-90s.
So there was a break in there.
Oh, okay.
They came back in the mid-90s.
Oh, okay. And now that lineup was a lineup.
I'm starting to question the necessity of the three of the rest of us.
Well, and someone does their homework.
Hey, let's talk about how many hours I poured into editing
I
this
wasn't
week.
talking about you.
Oh.
Homeboy over here's getting tattoos and shit. He ain't doing stuff.
Hey, I got assigned villains, not background.
It's fair.
All right, so
we're all
villains,
just
I think, villains is the most important part of the Teen Titans, I think, because everyone knows who the Teen Titans are as far as their sidekicks. They were...
You had more questions.
I did.
You did. The difference between
Beast Boy and Changeling?
Uh-huh.
Oh, they were not important, sorry. But you looked them up.
Beast Boy's
I
totally
did.
important. Beast
Okay.
Boy's awesome.
I did look that up.
Okay, I'm sorry.
So, ask me a question.
All right, Beast Boy. He is a fan favorite through the Teen Titans.
Disagree.
Okay.
I don't like Beast Boy.
Okay, you don't, but a lot of the fan base does.
Oh. Yet again, I'm on the wrong side of opinions.
So first of all, who or what is Beast Boy?
Well,
I researched
gonna
this
let
one.
you go
Ask
with
me the
that,
question.
and then ask me the difference between the two.
Dave did.
Yeah, who is? Because we're throwing out names. We're not throwing out anything. We're not telling. We're throwing out. It was consistent this person, but we're not telling anybody anything about who these people are. So talk to us. Who or what is Beast Boy?
So, from what I understand, Beast Boy is a character that can change into beasts.
Yeah.
Yes.
But he's always green.
He's
See,
always
that's
green.
what I don't. That's what I don't like about him.
His name's Gar. I know that. I never known his last name.
He's
I've
a
never
green
known-
elephant.
I've never known the background, like the species, how the powers came to be, stuff like that.
I don't think he's not an alien. He's a metahuman.
But he's got those weird ears.
I mean, to
Hey.
be fair, I have a little bit of weird ears too,
Yeah.
but
I
doesn't
mean,
mean I'm
I
an
didn't
alien.
do a whole lot of the homework I was supposed to do to prepare for this episode,
Well, I think
but
Changeling is the same person as Beast Boy.
it is the same. So basically, like, it wasn't explained at first. Like, he just appeared as Changeling,
Yes.
Right.
and it was later revealed in the flashback that the Arsenal, which I am unaware of who that is.
Well, that was
Roy
Speedy.
Harper.
Yeah.
It's,
Speedy
that's
with by
Speedy.
Arsenal.
Yeah, Speedy
Okay.
Green Arrow's sidekick eventually becomes Arsenal.
Oh,
And
okay.
then he loses
So,
an arm.
He mocked the name Beast Boy so much that it ruined it for him, so he just came back with a different name.
As Changeling.
And that's a better nickname to him than Beast Boy.
Well, I mean,
I
I,
like
guess
Beast Boy.
as you grow up.
yeah, if I had to
sure.
choose one of the two, I would choose
Well, I think
Beast Boy.
he started out as Changeling when he was with Doom Patrol,
Yes.
another kind of younger hero type group. And then when he joined Teen Titans, he went to Beast Boy, but later is just started being called Changeling.
I have answers on Beast Boy.
Uh-huh.
He has his appearance.
Go for Dave.
As a kid, his name's Gar. It's actually short for Garfield. And his
Oh,
last name is
okay.
Logan.
I knew that.
His parents were scientists in Africa who were trying to do reverse evolution to bring back extinct creatures. And he was kind of abused by his parents, and it made him really, really reclusive. And then at some point, he contracted a really rare illness called Sakucha. And it's lethal to every species except the West African green monkey, which totally exists. I looked that up. And his dad gave him an untested serum to change him into a green monkey for 24 hours so the virus could die out. But it turned his skin green, his eyes green, his hair green, and then it gave him the ability to sort of metamorph into all these different
Animorphs.
creatures.
That was a good
Yeah, that's where I went to.
Awesome.
That was Animorphs.
Yeah.
Thank you for
So-
that, Dave. That was fantastic.
And the takeaway from this, green monkeys are a thing.
Green are
Or
they
green
actually?
yeah, thank you. Are
They
green
don't
monkeys
look like
green?
it. I'm looking at pictures because, once I look at pictures of monkeys, I'm not going anywhere. They're not really green. Like,
Do they have green
at all.
hue?
no,
They just only have
they're quite
green
white and
buttholes.
brown.
Oh, there's green in the background. That counts.
Yep,
Yeah, with-
I will count that.
Oh.
With dark faces.
Wow.
So, those are some of the members of the Teen Titans that have been around.
Maybe.
Obviously, several incarnations of Robin, mainly Dick Grayson and Tim Drake. We just watched Teen Titans Judas Contract this afternoon, and that showed Damien in the Teen
Ugh.
Titans.
Yep.
I don't remember Damien even being in the Teen Titans.
He's
Later
not.
on, he is.
Oh, he is now? Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
What
That
a
makes
whiny
more sense.
little bitch.
He
I
definitely...
love Damien.
I like Damien. Yeah, I think
He's
we're-
better
we're-
now.
Five. There we go. We
We're
agree
the
on
only two
something.
people I think that like Damien.
I like
that's
Damien.
great.
I like Damien now, but for the past 7 years, I haven't liked him very much. I can see he has been whiny.
I
And
mean, maybe I should
excellent.
read a little more. I'll give you that, but
read the Superman the Super Sons issues that have been out. It's fantastic.
Or read the Batman and Robin stuff by Grant Morrison.
Mhm.
When it was
That's where I
Damien
fell in love
Damien
with him.
and
Yep.
Dick Grayson.
Oh yeah, that
Yep.
stuff's great too.
Oh, that
That
was fun.
cow.
how long has
When
Damien
Dick
been
Grayson
around?
was Batman was fantastic.
How long has Damien been around?
Late 90s.
Late 90s.
Damien since the late 90s.
Wasn't it Son of Demon that he gets introduced as a Elseworlds?
Yeah, but
Yeah,
he
'cause-
wasn't a main. he
No,
wasn't a
but I
main
want to say that's when
character.
he's introduced in the belly.
Oh, in the belly
Yeah,
of the beast.
I count that.
seems, I don't know, that seems a little, seems weird. 2006.
2006, late 90s.
They're
That's
the
the same thing.
Yeah, I got
Plus or minus 10 years. Boom. We're
Right.
good.
So-
Yeah, that philosophy's never landed in jail.
So some other standout members of the Teen Titans. Obviously, we talked about different versions of Robin have been in the Teen Titans. Primarily Dick Grayson and Tim Drake, and Jason Todd was, I think, he was the only Robin that was not.
I didn't think he lived long enough to be.
Yeah, he was
Probably
kinda
not. He was dead. Yeah.
That's
and-
Spoiler alerts for 20 years ago.
Right.
Here's all the answers about Cassie Sandmark we needed.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, and Wookiee just informed me earlier today that it was actually during Teen Titans that Dick Grayson took up the Nightwing mantle. I think he ended up leaving the Teen Titans shortly after that, and that's when we'll talk about the division of Teen Titans and Titans later. But then we also had both versions of Kid Flash were in the Teen Titans, Wally West and Bart Allen. I think he was Impulse.
Yeah.
Right. And then he left Teen Titans to go become Kid Flash for a while.
Yeah. Well, yeah, when Wally became Flash, Bart became Kid Flash.
We also had Blue Beetle,
that's
Superboy,
right.
obviously, Cyborg,
Starfire,
Raven,
Tara.
and Terra.
We'll get to Tara.
Oh, and Jericho for a while. Jericho actually for a long time. Deathstroke's kid, his youngest son. So all right, so that's a great segue into the villains. But first, the most anticipated segment of our Nerdsplain It episodes, Jerry's kid. Jerry, how's your kid?
She's good.
Thank you very much. Tune in. I slapped my leg. Jess is going to kill me. Tune in for our next episode to see if Jerry's kid is still, in fact, good. On a personal note, real quick, I want to take a moment. In a previous episode of Nerdsplain It, Jerry and Dave accused me, mainly Dave accused me of being a new metal kid from the late 90s and early 2000s. Sing it, Dave. Let the audience feel it. After doing some deep self-inventory and looking at pictures of myself and remembering my old CD collection, I was indeed a new metal kid who listened to
self-inventory. I got myself a stomach. I got a duodenum. I got a small intestine, large intestine, 2 kidneys, 2 lungs, a heart, and a liver. I'm good.
And then refinding the picture of me standing in my parents' living room playing my trumpet, wearing
which I moved from the side of the fridge to the front because we're not hiding that fucker.
So I think
No, we're not hiding it. We'll talk later.
Jerry.
Oh my god, are we getting t-shirts?
Oh god.
Oh my god.
God.
T-shirts.
Jerry described my pants as black and white trip pants.
Yep.
My black, what people would refer to as a wife beater. I don't know what else to
Domestic
call it.
partner abuser.
Domestic partner abuser shirt. And my black fishnet fingerless gloves playing my trumpet one-handed.
Woo!
Describing this in detail will not save you.
Oh no. Oh
Don't
no,
look at
Jerry.
me.
It's the fact that you were clearly on that trumpet playing like a virgin.
I was probably playing Smoke on the Water, if anything
Yeah,
else. I loved that song in high school. So, back to comics. I want to get away from that.
I actually had a question for you when we were talking about... No, not talking about your weird phase. Your half Jeff Beck, half Jeff Hardy.
Pretty much. What was your question, best friend of mine?
We're talking about... So the Teen Titans that I'm most familiar with is the stuff that Jeff Johns wrote, and I actually haven't read them in a while. But I wanted to ask you about Superboy.
Yeah.
That one, because that is Connor Mono.
Yeah.
Which is weird.
Not Connor Monel, it's Con L.
Connor Kent, Connell, that's right. My bad. He freaks the hell out in that run and shaves his head bald.
Right.
Because he finds out that he's not entirely Kryptonian.
Right. He's half.
He's half Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
How did he come about? Is this the Superboy that we saw in the Return of Superman?
It actually is. Because when we see that
What?
Yeah,
Yeah.
biker jacket, weird moose coiffed haircut, and the round sunglasses, and always riding a motorcycle, thinking he's a jackass. Yeah, that Superboy.
He can fly, so why wouldn't he ride a motorcycle?
Right. Actually, I don't think he could fly at that point.
He flies in Return of Superman.
in the book.
Yep.
I haven't read it in a while, but I didn't think he did. Well, he's not. Yeah, in Return of Superman, yeah.
When he breaks out of Cadmus Labs, he's flying. He flies out.
It's more of a long jump.
Oh.
Anyway, but yeah, that is the same Superboy. But the thing is, at that point, he wasn't even a teenager. Dude was like 11 or 12.
Okay.
So by the time we get Teen Titans, when he joins, late 90s, they just kind of shoehorn him in at like 17.
Well, he's all glamour muscle by that point.
Oh, yeah, just buys, tries, and
Pecs.
Yeah, that's all it is. He skips leg day.
Yeah, okay, but yeah, he's very, very different. He's wearing the black T-shirt with the red Superman logo. He's wearing the jeans, and then that's just kind of it. Like,
right.
That's his whole superhero look was. I ran down to Kohl's and spent $40.
Right. I liked how in the Young Justice cartoon, which we'll talk about a little bit later, but I liked how in the Young Justice cartoon they showed his intro, which was Cadmus Labs was cloning Superman and gonna have they called him it was Subject KR,
yeah,
and they were trying to build a weapon to take out Superman and replace him. So there was some animosity there, and there kind of was for a while.
But they could control him, though, right? That was the whole point. Or no?
Telepathically,
oh,
yeah.
Okay.
And then they tried to clone him again, and a character called Match, and then the Teen Titans had to take on Match several times.
Well, and if the movies have taught us anything, if you're going to try to control Superman, the best possible thing to do that is a guy that shoots fire, which wouldn't hurt him, a crocodile man, which wouldn't hurt him, a guy that throws boomerangs, which wouldn't hurt him, a really good marksman, which wouldn't hurt him, and then just a bunch of people who won't hurt him, and a sorceress.
But Margot Robbie would be a bit of a distraction.
Oh,
in hot pants.
Straight up murder.
Straight up murder. Good segue right into Deathstroke. Now, personally, I'm sure Jess wants to touch on Deathstroke being a rapist. We'll get to that in a second.
Especially since I don't know that part of his history.
His relationship with Tara. He's on a list. Deathstroke. I know his first appearance was New Teen Titans.
New Teen Titans number 2 in 1980.
1980. So, can you guys give me a rundown of Deathstroke's backstory a little bit? Because I'm a little hazy on. I know brilliant strategist, badass, carries a sword. Wife stuck him in that face with an arrow in his eye and blinded him in his right eye.
And
as most wives do.
And in addition to his backstory, could you kind of explain why Deathstroke is a more prominent villain with?
Because he's awesome.
Or Teen Titans?
Well, so yeah, Deathstroke is a guy by the name of Slade Wilson who was actually in the U.S. Army. And while in the U.S. Army, he went through a series of experiments that improved stuff like his strength, speed, stamina, and made him more intelligent. The reason I think that Deathstroke is to be so popular is he's the anti-Batman. He's one of the few DC... He's one of the few, like, really non-powered characters in DC that's ever fought Batman to a complete stalemate. I mean, he's a brilliant tactician.
Oh, yeah.
Without really much in the way of powers. Excuse me. But it was during that... it was after he finished his military career, that's when he went into contract killing. So he just became an assassin. And about the only person he had any trust in was a guy named Wintergreen, who I didn't see a whole... I've never heard a whole lot about Wintergreen.
The biggest part about Wintergreen... the biggest part about Wintergreen is after he died, in the manner that he died, is when Slade went off the reservation for a while. Oh. Because Jericho, which we'll talk about when after you guys cover Deathstroke a bit, Jericho... he has the ability to mind control people. Mm-hmm. Well, he was mind controlling Deathstroke and then used Deathstroke's body to kill his best friend.
Yes. And
then just kind of left his dad's body and left his dad to deal with that. Yeah. And that really set him off.
And it's kind of a fair comeback for Jericho to do that to him, because Deathstroke more or less killed his own son, Joseph, too. Joseph gets kidnapped by another merc named Jackal, and Jackal goes up to Slade and is like, okay, you need to tell me the name of your client.
Joe is Jericho.
Yeah, Joe is Jericho.
Whoa.
Are you thinking of his first son, Grant?
Grant. I want to say it was
it's
Grant.
the death
Yeah.
of Grant.
Yeah,
that
it was
causes Deathstroke to come down on the Teen Titans and appear in
Yeah,
the first
that's what
place.
it was.
He was the first. He was the. Sorry, Grant was the. Yeah, he was the first
Ravager.
First Ravager.
Yeah, but
Yes.
pretty much Slade refuses to give up a name of a client, which
Right.
results in his kid's death.
Yeah.
And he didn't really care because of personal honor and code.
Right.
I like him.
And then, but he tried to save Joseph,
Yeah.
but Joseph got his throat cut.
Yeah.
So I mean, so through the years, Deathstroke has had lots of run-ins with the Titans. Do you know of any other ones? And 3 kids.
Right, Joe and Rose.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
all 3 of them were Ravager at one point.
Was Joe?
Joe was
Jericho
for
Ravager at one point?
a really short period of time.
Because, Slade eventually murders Jericho.
He does, but it was a mercy killing because
Because Jericho went crazy.
he was possessed. Actually, he was possessed. So the Teen Titan Raven. We'll talk about her dad here in a minute because I know you looked up stuff about trying. Her dad's a demon in hell.
Well, not really hell, just a big old demon.
Just a big scary demon. I just assumed hell. Sorry, I didn't mean
he
to
likes
assume
taking
his
over
place of residency.
galaxies and,
Right.
not all demons are from hell.
I'm so sorry. The plane of existence that a cult that was going up against Trigon. It was as a something.
Not gonna work here anymore.
not gonna work here anymore. It's the souls of Azeroth is what Jericho was possessed by. They were breaking through onto the mortal plane, and Jericho's ability to to mind control people made it easier for all these souls to come into him. They were pretty weak at first, but the longer they were in there, they were able to take control of him. And the only way to save Jericho was to kill him. But at the very last second before he died, he pushed his own soul into Slade.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. And he wasn't necessarily psychologically all together for the rest of his life.
So then Slade has tried to get in his daughter, but his son has gotten into him.
I don't know if Slade ever tried to get with Rose, but Tara, well, isn't. I mean, she's royalty from a different country. Her big brother is Geoforce. So Jess, that was something I didn't know. Clearly, Jerry didn't know. I don't think Dave really knew. But we were watching, like I said, Teen Titans. Judas Contract.
I thought you had known because when I first looked at you and saw him show up, I was like, the rapist, and you were like, "Excuse you, what?"
I didn't know he did that. I knew Tara.
It's not.
Took advantage. Like
I'll show
she was
you
the
some
one.
pictures from the comic itself. It's
Like I know.
All right, but then I'm pulling up pictures of Dick Grayson and Starfire having sex on a pile of burning corpses. Yeah.
we know what's going on in this room.
In this room?
Which you were mentioning, that was consensual.
Huh?
That was consensual.
Not for the burning corpses they were having sex on.
I can't speak for that.
No, it wasn't burning corpses. They were having sex on...
Hello.
They were having
Clearly,
sex
we know
on a
what's
dead
going on.
Titan's grave. That's what it was. The burning corpses was Batman and Black Canary in All-Star by Frank Miller. But yeah, at one point, Nightwing and Starfire had sex on a dead Titan's grave.
Wow.
We all have.
I'm okay with that.
So, yes. So,
Just 'cause you wanna dance
so
with
Jess,
me.
explain the relationship between Deathstroke and Tara for us real quick.
Well, it's sexual. I mean,
nature.
Hey,
in
you've seen
later,
Lolita.
yes, in later stories, it kind of emphasizes that a bit more. But I mean, she's roughly around 15 years old, so not of legal age to consent. Therefore, he is a rapist.
And all of that was so he could convince her to turn on the Titans.
Oh yeah, the
and-
important part of why he was doing that, but still.
Is there an important part of why you rape someone?
Well,
I think that depends on the age of majority and whatever state they happen to be occupying at the time.
Or country?
sweet Jesus.
This is a
Guys,
comic book
How
podcast.
old is he?
Slade?
Yeah, like in his 40s.
I don't remember a time before he was born.
Right. All there is
But
Slade.
no, I mean, he was taking advantage of her to spy on the Teen Titans, and she fell in love and lust, and that relationship was very sexual, and yeah, it's rape.
Thank God.
Fair enough.
My Google search for Nightwing Starfire sex on grave pulled up exactly what I wanted it to. There's some deep places you can get into if you're not careful with your Google terms.
Dave's already on a watch list. So
it's not my fault that if you look up German military music to add mood to a board game, the only thing that pops up on YouTube is a bunch of old Nazi marching songs. It was a stupid mistake for me to make.
This is coming from a man who's got a black belt in Google Foo, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, here's a question for you.
What's up?
So
Based
the
on what
whole
I just
racist
said?
aspect of Deathstroke, did they change that in the new 52?
No, they just
that
don't
like
bring
a
it up.
constant-
So
They pull a Hollywood, sweep it under the carpet.
Or is that like a Ben
I-
Parker, death of Batman's parents kind of thing? Like it's always a part of his background.
this was the article that I pulled up to show you guys the picture. I mean, they changed things up a bit.
Oh, okay.
And I can speed read if you guys want to move on. And
Okay, but only if you do it like Eminem and Rap God.
Yeah. So yeah, well let's move on to Trigon because I think it's a villain that doesn't get enough love. I know Jerry's got some stuff.
I really like Trigon, and he definitely doesn't get enough love. He doesn't reappear that often,
Right.
But he's powerful.
He's he is a problem like the Justice League would usually need to take care of. But
So
Wow.
he first appeared in New Teen Titans as well as Deathstroke. He's a Teen Titans villain. When they're given his backstory, they say that when he was born, he killed everyone around him.
right.
By the age of 1, he ruled the entire planet. By
Damn.
6, he destroyed the planet. By 30, he ruled millions of planets in his own dimension.
Swinging a big dick in the locker room. That one.
Yeah, he is powerful. And later he becomes relevant again because he's the father of a Titan named Raven.
Right.
And what he does is he changes his form like demons do, infiltrates the, I forgot the secret society's name, Church of Blood. There we go.
Yeah.
That the Church of Blood is trying to rid the galaxy of Trigon, I want to say. So he infiltrates the Church of Blood, as one does,
Right.
and impregnates a lady, and she later births to Raven.
And like
Can you say that word one more time? I feel like you
Births?
No.
infiltrate.
Infiltrates?
Infiltrate. The L is sounding like it's in a different place.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be. We're supposed to the right place.
Sorry,
Yeah,
I'm weird.
speech impediments do that to people. Thanks,
You have a speech
Dave.
impediment?
Yeah.
I thought you were just a bad speller.
Well, no. I mean, yes, I'm a bad speller, but that's not my only flaw. I have many flaws.
No, I don't see any physical
Thank you.
perfection.
Thank you.
You and Greg, sexiest men I've ever seen in my life. I just want to milk chocolate. Anyway, so but the relationship between Raven and Trigon incredibly standoffish. She hates the hell out of him.
Yeah.
Yet she still invited him to Thanksgiving
Well, yeah.
Whoa.
on an episode of Teen Titans Go.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
I guess they had a Thanksgiving episode where they invited their parents, and she invited Trigon.
And then
I
at
need
one
to see that.
I've missed out. I haven't been able to find exactly what issues it takes place or anything like that. But at some point, she just gets so sick of her dad's shit, she imprisons him in the gem on her forehead.
That's news to me.
Yeah.
I only know Trigon from the early days of Trigon.
Yeah. Like later on, she was
Made
just
that
like,
up.
okay, she got a bit older, she got a fair bit more powerful. Got tired of Trigon trying to kill the Teen Titans, kill her friends, so she just imprisoned him in a gem and put it in her forehead.
That's
I can't remember
kinda
if the gem was already there, but
She's always rocked a gem on her forehead.
yeah, okay. So she put him in there
Yeah,
to
that's
control
awesome.
him, and like she has to constantly and like her mantra that she always starts to meditate. Azar or Azar.
Yeah.
She starts it off with because she's channeling those souls and that
Yeah.
power. So yeah, we talked a bit about Jericho. Two other villains I think are important to note of the Titans are Jericho and Ravager. Talked a fair bit about Jericho
Do
being,
you count Jericho as a villain? He was a Titan.
but he was also he has gone to bat against them many times. He's tried to kill them several times, and then they stored him on a floppy disk for a while.
Kinda like
Yeah,
Zod?
when he was
Comics aren't always Shakespeare.
right. He was
As you
bouncing.
just read in that article. I
He
showed
was
you.
bouncing around, and his mind control ability. It was initially based off of eye contact. He has to be able to make eye contact. Then his body goes limp, and his mind goes into you. And like he tried to do it. Like he even tried to do it against Superman. Was able to hold that down for a second, but And then so when in a fight with the Titans, he's bouncing body to body, trying to fight everybody. And then he tried to go into Cyborg. Well, Cyborg closed his human eye, and he went into Cyborg's robot eye. Cyborg saved him to a floppy disk.
Where did the floppy disk come out of?
That's a very valid question.
You know.
Sorry. Like when you were describing Jericho's powers and everything, my brain tries to simplify things. So the story of Jericho is when he makes eye contact, he goes limp and enters you.
Yep.
Just folds it over and.
Can we move on, please?
Let's
Yes,
get weird.
yes, we shall. Then we'd mentioned Ravager a fair bit. There have been a couple of people that took under that moniker. Slade. They were all progeny of Slade Wilson, except for one, which was a Batman villain. So that is kind of a quick rundown of the main villains of the Teen Titans throughout most of their publication. Now, we have kind of quickly gone through a lot of Teen Titans information. The Teen Titans have been around for a long time. It's a comic book series that has stopped and started 4 times, Jerry?
A lot of times.
Yeah, 3-4 times. It just kind of goes away, comes back, where they break the groups up. They had Titans, which was, the OG Teen Titans.
Mm-hmm.
They grew up, and then they split. Some of them split off and made the Outsiders, and the Teen Titans came back. So it was kind of a mess. If there's anything that we've kind of went through a little too fast, or that you want to just know more about, if you want to know more about Deathstroke, we'd be more than happy to do a just Deathstroke episode, and have that be a bonus episode for our Patreon page, which, Jess, to this day, Patreon to me is like a lot of social media, and I guess I'm just too old. Can you explain what our Patreon page is and where people can find it?
No one is too old.
I'm 155,000 years
You
old.
look great.
So we do have a Patreon page where you can, subscribe to our page. You're paying, multiple different tiers we've got for different rewards. And, if you're paying the $5 a month, that'll give you access to our episodes a week early and some bonus episodes as well.
So for only $5 a month, you get episodes early and bonus episodes?
Absolutely.
Yep. Wow.
Is it $5 or is it $4.99?
It's $5.
That's crazy.
It's a nice even amount billed monthly. That sounds great.
Wow. Why am I the one working sales?
Because I got out of the retail game. Left behind me.
Left behind you.
Now I work on computers.
So I think what the most exposure most of us have had to characters in the Teen Titans was through the multiple different Teen Titans related cartoons. We had Teen Titans Go, Young Justice. What other? Isn't there
was
another
a Teen Titans series too?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Teen Titans.
and a Teen Titans series? I haven't really watched much of the Teen Titans series,
Oh, it's
and I've
fantastic.
seen bits and pieces of Teen Titans Go.
It's garbage.
Oh,
I didn't watch any of them.
Young
The
Justice.
original Teen
Young
Titans
Justice,
show.
though, I really
Yeah.
liked though.
The original Teen Titans show was very much in the same, almost the same universe as the Batman animated series and all that. It felt just like it was part of that universe.
Oh, really?
So,
Just the
Animated
animation.
very differently though.
Yeah.
But it felt just like it was a part of it. As a kid, you didn't really know a difference.
What was the lineup they went with? Was it
Cyborg, Raven, Robin, Starfire,
Fire.
and then
Connor?
was Superboy in it?
no.
No.
Speedy or Kid?
Oh,
think
Beast Boy.
Oh,
Yeah,
Beast
Beast
Oh,
Boy.
Beast Boy.
Yeah, Beast Boy. I always forget him because he's green.
And it was what, Teen Titans Go that just recently got a movie? Is it
Yeah.
Teen
Teen
Titans
Titans
Go
Go
to the movies?
Which apparently, from what I hear, was very funny. It was right up there with like some of the Lego movies.
Yes, I'd be down to actually see that one at
'Cause
some point.
The thing is, if you go into because I get into work and at various points throughout the day, the TV's in the break room. It'll be on because I get into work at 5 a.m. And if you're watching Teen Titans Go because you want a true to the comic, true to the issues, blah blah blah, then yeah, you're not gonna enjoy it because you're watching it for the wrong reasons.
Right.
It's you would watch it for the same reason you watch Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, or for the same reason you watch Powerpuff Girls, stuff like that. You watch it because it's a funny cartoon and it's just using characters that you're familiar with.
Right, your expectation has to match what they're trying to deliver.
Right, and I've seen moments of Teen Titans Go like at work, on break and getting into the office that have cracked me the hell up.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
they have their moments.
So is that what you've seen the most of, Greg? Is Teen Titans Go, or was it Teen
No,
Titans?
I am Teen Titans. When I judged Teen Titans Go so hard because I was a fan of Teen Titans and I thought that this Teen Titans Go was a joke.
Yep.
But we have kids here at the house and they watch the show, and there have been times where you make some food and sit down and watch some TV, and similar to Dave's experience, you just kind of, I don't know, like you have this negative precursor in your mind, so you sit there and you're watching it having no F's given, and then something happens in the show and you find yourself cracking up, and then you find yourself cracking up more often than you thought you would. So then you're like, oh, okay, I get it now. This show isn't what the Teen Titans used to be. It's its own thing. So
I might have to give that more of a shot at some point.
It's entertainment for children.
Yeah, I mean, that's why just both of them, look, they were supposed to be like Saturday morning cartoons for people, and I love Saturday morning cartoons.
I missed being able to watch Saturday morning cartoons.
Oh.
Now, I will say,
our
though,
generation's cartoons, I would love to do that again.
Yeah.
Now, I will say that the Teen Titans Go movie looks like they were trying to appeal to both audiences, the OG Teen Titans and the kids, because it seems like there was a lot of hidden humor in the trailer from what I watched. So, yeah,
yeah, that one the movie I'm definitely down to actually check out at some point.
See, for me, by the time Teen Titans and Young Justice had come out, I had left most of my cartoons behind me and everything. I had already gone through the Superman animated series, the Batman animated series, and it just came at a time when I didn't have the interest in the shows, and I never really went back to them. I have a hard time going back to some of those 90s cartoons to begin with because, oh dear God, at times that voice acting is so bad. Marvel is the worst. Marvel's the worst about it. Their voice acting in their cartoons is like, everyone's like, oh man, the X-Men was so awesome. Oh dear God, listen to the voice acting.
Right. I mean, I watched Young Justice. I didn't see it until it was. I saw it for the first time like a couple of years ago when it was still on Netflix. But it was like 6 months before they took it off Netflix. Yep. And when it went away, I was crushed because I was probably on my 5th watch through of both of those seasons. Because man, when that show gets its hooks into you, it's Young Justice.
But now they have another new season.
Oh, I know.
I cannot wait.
I want to see the new season so bad because it was. I mean, it was. It seemed a lot like a Teen Titans. It was very much a Teen Titans lineup.
Oh yeah.
But how they brought the team together, the stories they told, the overarching story, it was, and the animation was fantastic.
And that's why I agree with like what Wookie was saying was like, just for the Teen Titans, Young Justice season 3, it's worth the DC. Like that alone for me would be worth.
Oh, so you're talking about the DC streaming service, which I think that's a pretty good segue right into it. Wookie, what are they? Is it just going to be, hey, our movies and cartoons are up here, or is it going to be more than that?
They're kind of going all in on this. I'm really excited. So they are going to have older stuff, newer stuff, but it's going to be everything. It's going to be movies, like Batman Begins is going to be on it. The original Superman movie is going to be on it.
Nice.
So if you have interest in that, they're also bringing the older animated series on it, like Batman animated series is going to be on it. I'm not sure if Justice League's on it.
Having access to both of those would be worth the price of the.
They've said they're just going to keep cycling stuff through, so it sounds like they're going to be pickier about it. But you're also going to get like Static Shock on it right away, which isn't available to stream anywhere at all. And I'm so excited for that.
Can't just get a streaming service that doesn't cycle like that.
Yeah, and then outside of like visual or movie and TV media, they're actually going to finally have digital comic books.
So you can just scroll through the comics on your TV.
Yeah, and it's going to be on your TV, on your tablet, anywhere you can access the app, you can access the comics from what it sounds like.
That's pretty cool to me.
Oh my God.
And is it old comics or is it doing new ones too?
That's what I want to know.
They have a very they're wording it very particularly as a curated list of modern and classic digital comics.
Gotcha.
So they're going to treat it just like their shows and just be picky about what's on it when, and they're going to cycle it through, which I'm not going to complain about because as of now, you can't get digital DC comics virtually anywhere unless you pirate them.
No, okay.
So
Are
I'm
you
very
guys
excited for that.
aware of Comixology?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that kind of the direction they're going, like in competition to that, like with their own content, obviously? Or
It's more in competition of Marvel Unlimited.
okay.
Comixology has a little bit of Marvel. They may have one or two of DC's, but it's a lot of third-party stuff. Whereas
Okay.
Marvel Unlimited is pure Marvel. This one's going to be pure DC.
Gotcha.
And
okay.
it's a pretty fair price, too. So right now they're running a special that it's $75 for the full year, but you get 3 bonus months of it. So
It's already
really-
live?
No, not yet.
The pre-order for it
Oh,
is.
okay.
Oh, okay.
So if you pre-order now, you get 15 months for the price of 12, which is awesome. Or you could go monthly and just pay $8 a month, which is cheaper than most Netflix plans.
Yeah,
right
I mean,
now.
I'm spending over $100 a
Yeah.
year on my Netflix, and like, I'm not. I'm gonna take a look at it more in depth, but I will probably at least give it a go for a little while, especially if you get the 3.
absolutely.
Let's see if they start sponsoring the show.
I
Then
can
we'll
almost
talk.
guarantee. I can almost guarantee that interface is going to blow starting off.
It
Well,
could.
I'll
who
bet
knows
the-
how long it's been in beta?
I'll bet the interface and the servers suck starting off because it's just a growing pain of it anyway.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like some of the streaming services I use that are off the well, heck, Vince McMahon's the WWE.
Oh
network.
yeah.
Oh my God, that
Ooh,
thing sucks.
and they
starting
put
off.
millions behind that thing.
Yeah, I mean they put a lot of R&D and everything behind that, and you know there's a lot of stream services that, and it's I really think that when it goes live is not going to be the time to be doing to be looking into it, and you'll want to give it a few months of patches before anything.
I can see
No,
that.
I'm going to go live with it when
You
it
know,
does.
just see what
It's
happens.
going to have the
I mean,
comics.
if
It's going to
they're
have
offering
movies.
some free. You might as well pre-order.
Yeah. Well, if I had money, I would pre-order it. Thanks for rubbing that in, money bucks.
I'm broke. I
No,
still haven't gotten
we all
paid
are.
yet.
I'm with you when it comes to. I definitely think some good things for that service are going to be, you know, having Young Justice season 3, having access to the comics, having Batman animated series.
Also going to have the live-action Wonder Woman TV show from ages ago.
That'll be
from
cool.
launch.
Like they'll probably end up doing like the 90s
HD remaster. Lewis and
Lois
Clark.
Yeah,
is on
Lewis
it.
and Clark. That's a completely different show.
Not really. That was pretty. They were exploring each other's bodies as Lewis and Clark explored the new wilderness. Well, actually, one of the things about this old shows, though, will they do the classic Flash, and will they do the Power of Shazam and the Secrets of Isis? Lesser-known 70s TV shows.
So the elephant in the room and what spurred us on to do this episode was the Titans trailer for the streaming service,
Yeah.
which I think across the board, 4 out of the 5 dentists in this room or in this podcast,
No, Snow hates it too.
yeah, Snow the cat, and I'm pretty sure Lady doesn't like it either. It did not jive with us. Now I'll admit, I'm gonna give Greg. Greg is the one who is actually interested. Now I will say, the first time I saw the trailer, I thought it looked pretty cool because it wasn't the Arrowverse. I was like, okay, it's something different. Then the F Batman line happened.
Great trailer until F Batman.
That happens like 15 seconds in.
Yeah, I know they lose it quick, but but until then, wow.
But honestly, the harshest part for me that really turned me off was you see Hawk and Dove, but you specifically see Dove cutting a dude's legs, like either severely or off with her wings. That's literally not at all what she... Hawk, yes. Dove, no. So,
it was on accident. It was drunk flying.
Yeah, totally. Drunk fly fighting, right. So, Greg, I want to give you the floor first before the other 4 of us absolutely disagree with you. What is it about...
Before we take you down.
Before we take you down...
I'm on the fence. He could bring me over.
Okay.
He could bring me over.
So, Greg, bring Wookiee to your side of the fence. What is it that you saw that sparked your interest in it?
Honestly, one of the biggest things is the fact that they actually used Batman's name, Batman, because a lot of the shows in the DC universe they reference like Bruce Wayne, but they never actually say Batman.
I agree.
So it makes me wonder if will they actually have Batman in this show? Why would he say fuck Batman? Sorry, F Batman.
We've already said
No,
fuck Batman. We're good.
I've changed it all over. We're explicit now.
Oh,
Were we not explicit before?
I had to change it every time.
yeah.
Oh,
Now I've just changed it to, yes, we are an explicit podcast.
because we said some bad things before.
Yeah, we have. I changed it, don't
Okay.
you worry.
Well, you guys do.
I don't want Apple coming after us.
So you can say fuck Batman.
Well, for the children,
Could I say fuck me, Batman?
I will say
That's a
that
different
it looks interesting. Like there have been shows that look fantastic, and the shows come out and they look completely like garbage, or they end up being garbage, I should say. This one everyone's shitting on, but it could actually be pretty damn good.
So you're definitely willing to give it a shot. Like,
Yeah.
even though the trailer was rough,
Yeah,
you think it still
Oh.
deserves to stay in court.
And I have
Yeah.
to agree with that. Like, I'll give it a shot, but if I have to pay for streaming service, like, that won't be
I
the
will agree with that.
deciding
I don't think
factor.
that this show is worth. I'm sorry. I don't think the show is strong enough, even though it hasn't released yet. I don't think the content that they've released so far is strong enough for me to purchase the subscription. Young
Right.
Justice is, because
Now-
Young Justice is established, and we know the quality that goes behind that show.
Right.
And the story alone is worth, paying the subscription to find out more. In
That's
my eyes,
fair.
at least.
So, Jess, what like was there anything that stood out to you in a con of that trailer that just didn't jive? Why isn't that a selling point for you?
That show?
Yeah.
Oh, honestly, for the same reason that everybody else. Like, I was super confused by fuck Batman. Like, excuse me, sir. Why are you still breathing?
I think when
Um,
me and Dave initially had our conversation about it, and this was actually after I'd only watched it the first time, I was like, oh yeah, this is going to be really cool. And he looked at me with utter disgust and questioned my decision making, but that's not new. But I think, Dave, what was it that you had said? Like, there's no way Dick Grayson would say fuck Batman because he would be looking over his shoulder to see how far Batman was behind him to whip his ass.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. I mean, for me, that trailer didn't even go south at that point. That show was doomed for me the second I saw the first cast photo.
I see, and when I saw it, I was like, okay, I get why everyone's freaking out about it, but we don't know what's happening in post. For me, it was all an edit
I know so
mind,
much like movie magic. It's hard to take set photos and cast photos seriously
Right.
enough to
People-
write off a complete
Yes
show.
and no.
I mean-
because the thing is, like, okay, so the big thing that came out was people were complaining about Starfire, and then a bunch of people were accused of being racist for complaining about Starfire. For me, the issue I had with Starfire wasn't the color of the skin, it wasn't the color of the hair, it was the purple latex, like, after she's done with her shift at Teen Titans, she has to go talk to Pepper Jack now. Like, that look. And there's no amount of post-editing that's going to do that wardrobe change. So when you make the characters look that cheap, and that it doesn't, and again, the skin color and the hair color don't matter. You could have put powder, in that costume, and I still would have gone, what the fuck is this?
Well, we also don't know the story behind the costume. It could be her year one costume that she stitched together herself, and we don't know. So I'm not going to write it off just for that.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I like enjoying life a little bit more too. Than
Well, I mean,
assuming worse from a set photo.
I can agree with Dave. I saw that first set photo. I went, "What?" And this isn't the actual set photo, right?
Right.
But
Like,
I mean,
my
I've
response-
seen cosplayers. Which, hey, check out our social medias. We are posting high five, posting pictures of cosplayers at conventions now. It's great.
Speaking of Kat, who is taking care of all that.
Yeah,
I mean,
way to go,
She's
Kat.
awesome.
The day she saw those cast photos, she came up to me at work and was crying. She was laughing so hard.
Because there are
So-
cosplayers out there that do an infinitely better job.
Mhm.
Like, I've seen some killer Ravens. I've seen some
Oh, yeah.
really great Starfires. The first cast photo, like, that wasn't, like, I mean, because I've seen set photos where, like, for Man of Steel, where his suit was bright blue. That was a lie.
Aw.
My own heart broke on that
Yeah,
one.
that was sad.
Spear of
Hey,
Longinus.
no. The suit was bright blue. It was the filters that they put on it.
Is the thanks, Zach. So yeah, universe across the board. I think. 4 out of the 5 of us are going to give it a shot.
Yeah, I'm going to give it a shot.
Yeah.
Also,
And
Not a chance.
I mean, I'm paying for the service anyway for the comics. I'm going to watch everything I can off of it.
I may
too.
get drunk and turn it on and just see what happens.
Well, I'm going to be drunk anyway. So.
Saturdays.
and we also don't know the context behind why he said F Batman. I mean, that could have been very well a baited portion to get people talking about the show.
About it. Oh,
Batman's
just so.
right around the corner.
Yeah,
I was
or-
thinking it was just a clickbait trailer, is what it was.
Or it's
Right.
taken from the Batman Beyond universe where Batman sleeps and impregnates his girlfriend.
He would then say that.
Yeah, he would.
Yeah.
He would.
Maybe he was talking to his girlfriend, and she took that too literally and went off and fucked Batman.
I mean, hey, we did see in the animated Killing Joke, Batman had a relationship with
All the things in that
That's
utility
from
belt.
the Batman Beyond comic.
yeah,
I'm talking
right.
about,
All the
yeah.
things in that utility belt, he forgets the bat rubber.
Bat rubbers. All right, guys. I think that's
I
going
mean,
to
it was intentional. He intentionally knocked her up.
bataranged right through it.
All right, so
Alfred
this
poked
has
holes
been Nerdsplain It.
Needles into the bat rubber.
We'll see you guys
After dark.
in a couple weeks with The Flash.
See you, nerds.
See ya.
We'll be flashing you.
Bye.